Night, y'all kind of got me dirty, tired, been fucking with that boat all day, and that's for you Nazis. Anyway, courtesy of Steve down in Florida, I forget his last name, great guy though. Send me some hats, some shirts, some decals. I need to go put them decals on my pickup truck. Um, Couple things I want to talk about here tonight. First thing I want to talk about is bilge pump. I'm going to include it in this video, but I posted it by itself in here, explaining what a bilge pump is, where it goes on a boat, etc., so forth and so on. And it's pretty standard on a regular old civilian boat type deal. On my sailboat, the bilge pump actually goes in a different place. It goes under the engine, which I have I got a 35-foot sailboat that's got a diesel engine in the middle of the boat, so it kind of balances everything out, because on a displacement hole, balance matters. I'm not going to get into the difference between the different holes, but bilge pumps, bilge pumps, bilge pumps, it works the same. You get water in, it kicks water out. It sends it to the bilge bay. The bilge pump, when it gets filled up enough, if it automatically cuts on, it's got that little float in there. As I've explained, it'll send the water out. Now, here's the beautiful thing about this. When you watch this video, I want y'all to keep something in mind. I moved my 35-foot sailboat from Clark Bayou at Escatapa, and there's a video on here of me doing it. Go look at Sailing Biloxi Bell episode 19. I did that whole trip without a bilge pump hooked up. There was a lot of things that were not hooked up on that boat that probably should have been in hindsight. Although I didn't take a drop of water in. And I moved it 60 miles in deep water. I went around the backside of the barrier islands, Horn, Petty Boy, Round Island, and then came up through the Biloxi Channel on the west tip of Horn and into the Biloxi Bay and parked it where it is now on the hard. Anyway, take a look at that video. This is a fucking bilge pump. This is what them little fucking assholes claim went out on them. And right up under there is where the son of a bitch goes, and what it does is, you see that hose? It will pump water out of the boat. That's what this does. Well, not that particular hose, because that particular hose is completely shot and butt fucked. But what this does is real simple, y'all. This part here is where the hose hooks to. This part down here sits down at the bottom in the water. When it gets up to a certain level, you notice there are 3 wires on this. This is a 3-conductor system. You can set it to continuous and hook it up to a toggle switch, which is what I'm going to do, or you can also set it to automatic. I'm doing both. And what it'll do is when it senses if it's in automatic mode, there's a little float in there. When it floats, it'll turn the bilge pump on, spit it out. I guarantee you I could fill this entire boat up full of water all the way up to fucking here, and in just a matter of a few minutes, this motherfucker right here at 1,200 gallons per hour will suck this whole thing dry in just a matter of a few minutes. Guaranteed. We have used one of these, me and Kenneth right here. We've used one of these to power a pressure washer, have we not?
Yes, we have. And wash an entire sailboat with
it. And wash an entire 35-foot fucking sailboat. That shit tripped me out. I didn't think it was going to work.
Honestly, me neither, but $100 an hour is a lot of water.
Yeah, I guess so. It was damn sure enough to power that fucking boat. We just dropped it in the bayou.
God.
Damn, dude, what the fuck did you do to your fucking grinder disc?
I put it in that.
All right. So, I hope y'all enjoyed that. By the way, for everybody that was saying, when I did the float test videos that, I see blood, let me go ahead and dispel this rumor real quick too. That's the same boat that's in that last video y'all just seen. That's my boat. That is my boat. That is a 1977 Bonito Explorer. It's a 16-foot tri-hull boat, and I am restoring that boat. That's the same boat that you see in the intro videos. That is not the boat that Nolan Wells is on. So don't read into that thinking that, oh, well, you know, I somehow got their boat. No. Their boats were much, much nicer than that. Much, much nicer. I use old shit. I like old shit. I don't like new shit. New shit is just, you know, pretty costs money. And I'd rather spend money making shit the way I want to make it than buying something pretty at the boat shop. Just my opinion. Not saying I can't make my boats pretty, because I can. But in reality, I think that I like it the way it is. Second thing I want to talk about is why I did not or am not going out to Horn Island this week. I've got a lot of work to do on that boat. When I bought the boat, I didn't do much to it. I literally bought the boat. I had it behind my truck for about an hour, took it to Socher, dropped it, and I haven't looked at that boat until I came home. And I bought that boat back in April. So we're talking May, June, July, now we're at August. We're talking almost 4 months I have not touched that boat. Now that I've actually got it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm working on it, I'm seeing things that need to be done. I knew that the transom was a little weak, but I didn't think it was as weak as it really was. Safety dictates that that boat does not go out to Horn Island until it's done properly. That's what I'm working on this week. We may postpone the Horn Island trip to next month when I come back home. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what I've been working on with that. All right, y'all, this is, now that I charged my phone up, I guess I can show y'all what we've done. That transom was rotted the fuck out. Just a little bit. So Kenneth's over here reglassing. Use the back as a template.
Yeah.
And he's put glass on it. That thing was full of water. All right, I've been mounting lights and putting my shit on. I'm about to put on my Coast Guard stickers, and I guess mount the tag for the trailer so that we're legal there. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, just thought I'd show y'all a little bit of live boat action, what we doing out here. And I got some more for you on the sailboat too.
You got plastic. I forgot about the styrofoam.
Did it just eat through the styrofoam?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
All right, I'll go get some plastic now. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. That's what we did. We're still draining, so I can't put the transom back on. Kenneth's over there doing stuff with his tools, and we picking it up. Got to move the boat back off of this spot. Clean up our mess, run him back. I've got all my stickers on. I'm legal there. I'm gonna put my trash stickers on real quick so that I'm legal there. And then I ain't worried about shit. I guess we'll finish this up hopefully tomorrow. Then we can put the boat together. That'd be nice. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Folks, I want to discuss this Dixie Mafia shit. I know y'all heard me say something in a previous video talking about my grandfather, who was an utter piece of shit. He was a dishonor to this badge that I would later wear in life. Y'all take a good look at it. I respect that badge. I swore an oath when I received this badge. I have received two of them. Look on the bottom, it says Sergeant. I received my officer badge as well. He dishonored that one too. My grandfather was a corrupt piece of shit, and he was in with the Dixie Mafia. Let me explain to y'all the Dixie Mafia, for those of y'all that do not know. I know the history of the coast. I am a historian, 100%. And being a historian, I know what happened. I know a lot of it. A lot more than I'm probably willing to talk about tonight. The Dixie Mafia is not a real thing. It never was. And y'all just went, huh? Yeah. The Dixie Mafia was a term coined by former and now deceased Mississippi Highway Patrol investigator by the name of Rex Armistead back in the 60s, who got tired of calling these assholes traveling criminals. So he just coined the term Dixie Mafia. Now, there are several versions of the so-called Dixie Mafia. One version is down here in Biloxi. Another one operated up by McNairy County, Tennessee. Some operated in Arkansas. Some operated in Alabama, right on the Georgia line, right there at Phoenix City, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia. Some operated in the Carolinas. The Dixie Mafia, all of them, they all probably knew each other. They all committed crimes together, and they tried to stay out of each other's way or collaborate as much as they could, committing felonies across the South. These are ruthless people. They didn't care. They would kill you as soon as look at you. Something happened to the Dixie Mafia back in the 80s. What happened is in 1987 here in Biloxi, we had a circuit court judge by the name of Vincent Cherry and his wife, who was going to run for mayor for the second time. She lost the first time she ran, named Margaret Cherry. And this is still a very painful story to tell to people who are from here to this day, almost 40 years later. This is a chapter in our history that most of us would love nothing more than to forget. But I'm going to get into it for y'all. The Dixie Mafia was ran by some of the club owners on the coast, and they had some politicians in there with it. Not going to get into too much, but if any of y'all ever been to Biloxi, you notice we have casinos. Well, we've always had gambling, but it wasn't legal. We've always had alcohol too, but that also wasn't legal. Harrison County was the wettest part of the South. And I'm not talking just moonshine. I'm not talking just homemade shit. I'm talking you can buy any kind of name brand, whatever you wanted down here. And until 1966, it was illegal. It was from 1909 to 1966. Mississippi was under prohibition laws. The Dixie Mafia came in with the gambling and with the bootlegging and made the coast what it is, what it would become. Well, in 1966, they didn't have to bootleg anymore. The Mississippi Department of Revenue issued out liquor licenses. The first one was given to the Broadwater Hotel, which is now nothing because Katrina took it, but it was a really nice hotel that used to be on the beach in Biloxi. Frequented by a lot of gamblers and cutthroats. Until it later became a family-friendly establishment. But there were slot machines in there. You couldn't go into a fucking five and dime down here without seeing a slot machine. And it was wide open. It was illegal, but it was wide open. There were more craps tables and card games and roulette wheels on the coast back then than there is now today. And it was all ran, and the sheriff's department got their cut. My grandfather was a bag man for them, along with other things. Like I said, he was a piece of shit in more ways than one. I don't stand for corruption. I stomp corruption the fuck out, unapologetically. I hate it. Y'all want to talk about hate? You don't know how much I hate fucking corruption. Because of that son of a bitch. Who I still, unfortunately, legally carry his last name. To be changed as soon as I can get up to the chancery clerk and go file my paperwork. Anyway, when the Sherry murders happened, it happened about 6 months after my grandfather died, so he wasn't involved with it. The members of the Dixie Mafia were all indicted. Every one of them. The ones that were in prison stayed in prison. Other people joined them in prison. And that is really the end of the Dixie Mafia on the coast. By the mid-90s, the Dixie Mafia was gone. They were done. They knew their day was up. And thankfully, they are no longer operating. No matter how much certain people like to throw around accusations around here because of certain family last names, the Dixie Mafia is dead, buried, and gone. There are remnants of it, but they're not doing shit, and they don't have any power to do anything. 1970s, different story. 1980s, different story. Today, not happening. The Dixie Mafia was not involved and is not involved in covering up what happened to Nolan Wells. I could say this with confidence. Y'all know if I thought there was anything that was running fucked up, I'd be on here screaming, and y'all know it. But I wanted to let y'all know that what y'all are saying is wrong, it's fault, and damn, I gotta adjust this hat. Ooh. Anyway, appreciate the hat. Steve, that's a nice hat. I just had to adjust a little bit. Well, I think I put it back where it was. There we go. That'll be a little bit better. Ah, yes, much better. Anyway, as I was saying, they are not involved. Now, does that mean the good old boy system is not involved? Absolutely not. Does that mean that there are not factions on the coast that might be pulling strings to keep this investigation fucked up? I believe that there is. I 100% believe that if you go after a judge's son, even stepson, and they don't want you to do it, you're not going to do it successfully. It's just the way it is. I believe that if a DA is best friends with the judge, that they're probably going to collaborate to try to minimize the damage to their reputations and their family. It's going to happen. I believe that is happening. I 100% do not trust anybody that's over in Jackson County right now. Nobody. I don't trust the DA. I don't trust Ashley Cole because, well, even though she's not going to have anything to do with it, and she's certainly not going to hear the case or any other criminal case other than child support, she still has influence, and I believe that. I believe that whatever circuit court judge is presiding over the grand jury is probably going to have some influence. There is one judge over there I have a lot of faith in, just one. Calvin Taylor. And I will call him out, and I hope to God it goes in front of his court. Calvin Taylor was a damn good lawyer when he was a lawyer, and then he's a damn good judge now, and he don't play no bullshit. I have all the faith in him, but he's about the only one over there. I don't have any faith in the sheriff either. He's compromised. He's fucked. Just my opinion. I have zero faith in what's going to happen over there. I went over to Pascagoula, as y'all saw, and I got somewhere a little bit. I did get the incident report. Y'all saw the incident report. If you didn't, scroll down my page. It's there, I promise. All 3 pages of it. I've seen more information. I wrote better reports about a fucking light being out at a prison than I've seen on that. Just the way it is. Of course, I will say this in Mississippi, cops don't get the training, and most cops don't know how to write an incident report. I'll say that too. How do I know this? Well, I work corrections in Mississippi. When I worked at Stone County, guess who the paper bitch was? Why? Because I know how to write a report. I know that if I write an incident report, it may make it into court, and I write for that reason. Anyway, y'all, more boat work tomorrow. I'm tired. I'm fixing to probably go to bed here soon. It's been a hell of a day. For those of y'all that are curious, yes, Melissa is down here somewhere. I don't know where, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you for her own personal safety. But she did make it down this morning. We went to one of my favorite spots, Bradley's, and got some good shrimp. Hung out, watched a movie, and then she was exhausted. She went to go find a place to lay down for a little bit, and I can't blame her. But she did get here safely. I wanted y'all to know that. As I said before, with the going out to Horn Island, that is delayed once again. And it's delayed because my boat, as it sits right now, is not safe to be put in a bathtub, let alone on the Gulf. I may be a maverick and I may be cavalier with my own life, but not with somebody else's. As much as I want to go out there and prove that and do a little bit of fishing, I just can't in good conscience allow that to happen right now. But y'all take care. Have a good night. Anybody has anything y'all need? Y'all need me for anything? Give me a call, 228-337-2099. I do want to put this out. I am looking for admins. I am tired of looking at these fucking comments from these fucking Nazis or these assholes that just want to sit there and start shit by saying, oh, who you gonna indict, the water? Yeah, you're fucking stupid. We know you're stupid. You ain't got to prove it to us. We all know by now. We've all heard the recording. We all know what we heard in that recording too. I believe that recording to be accurate. I believe that recording to be factual. I believe that recording to be 100% legit. And if you're going to sue me for saying that, you better sue Nancy Grace too. Y'all have a good night. To the good people, I love you. Fuck you Nazis.